Morning, gang. I see the sun is already beaming over the studios of United Kingdom Talk on the start to another week. Good morning, gang. It's Monday the 15th of June 2020. Welcome along. Might not be sunny all the time. Monsoons are coming, sent over from other countries, boys and girls. They all hate us. They all hate us. Britain is set to be hit with a fortnight of thundery downpours and floods. It says in the Sun this morning as the weekend's balmy weather fades away. Remember that? Fade to black. Visage, wasn't it? What a dreary old record that was. I don't think anyone's ever done that at the karaoke before. Fade to grey. Am I looking a bit blue this morning? I'm not sure. Hang on a minute. Let me have a look. No, I'm all right, aren't I? Temperatures are likely to remain high. Ooh, I've already got the air conditioning on in here this morning. But we could soon see monsoon-style wet weather after the sunniest spring on record. People that live in houses on hills are very worried, dear. Yeah, that's happened before. Oh, yes, dear, where they've had so much rain, the house literally slides down the hill. And forget about that. What about the Rhythm up at our Lincolnshire television studio complex? You know, that nearly came over in January. I could see myself floating away down the Rhythm in my caravan. Awful. Many British people, it says in the Sun today, have enjoyed blue skies. Blue skies, maybe for you. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm in a singing mood this morning, I am. While many Brits have enjoyed blue skies over the weekend, showers and thundery downpours will cover the country over the next 2 weeks. I had a very concerned phone call last night, actually, after our marathon bingo night. Fantastic night last night for the bingo. Thanks to those of you that played. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a little bit of a thing at the end where people weren't coming, sort of turning up who'd won the prize. But do not worry. They have now dropped off the system, so that won't happen next week. The UK's Environment Agency has warned that some areas could see flooding, saying local flooding from surface water is possible until Wednesday. If only you'd practiced some sort of religion, Noah would have come and taken you away in his little boat, my love. Yep, those of you that don't believe, don't think there's a boat coming for you. Bye-bye. We'll all be on that boat, and we'll all be able to join in unison as we wave goodbye to you. Here, far, wherever you are not coming on our boat. Noah's not going to pick you up. Too late now. Oh, well, if he takes us, we'll go to church. Too late, mate. Too late. Bye. Noah will ignore you. He will sail past. And little rotors on the back will chop you up into millions of pieces and you will become fish food. Which, incidentally, is a lovely ice cream. I think that's the Ben & Jerry's one, isn't it? Fish food, little bits of chocolate in it. Yes, please, mummy. Local flooding from surface water is possible until Wednesday for parts of England and Wales. In the Welsh Valley in Welsh Wales. Land, roads and some properties may flood. And there may be some travel disruption as well. There we are. But about 22, 23 degrees centigrade, which is about 4 centigrade Fahrenheit, I think, something like that. Approximate, of course, only approximate. Is that right? 23, 24 centigrade would be about 3 degrees Fahrenheit. I think I've got that correct there. Anyway, that's the news on the weather this morning. We do need a weather map. I'm sure we need a little symbols to stick on like Jack Scott used to do, or Michael Fish. Oh, there's no hurricane coming. I think I fixed his phone once, Michael Fish. I can't remember now. Can't remember if I fixed his phone once. Who's with us this morning? Let's have a look. Good morning to Danny Gibbs, who's up in Cleethorpes. Don't worry, Danny. You'll be picked up in that little Noah's Ark, my love. He'll be very pleased with you. You'll be one of the first ones to get on there, my love. Yeah, oh, by the way, those of you that you need to be prepared for when the boat comes, because it won't wait. You know, those that don't go to church don't need to listen to any of this because you won't be picked up. The boat will sail past you. But those of you that do, okay, make sure you got a packed lunch and perhaps a little flask of tea with you as well. because they don't do food on there for the first couple of days. You've got to feed yourself. Maybe a couple of bags of crisps, 2 or 3 large cases of McVitie's digestive biscuits. Or if you're saving money, Aldi. I save money on my biscuits. They're so cheap in Aldi. Cheap, dear. Packet of ginger nuts is like 29 pence or something silly like that. Anyway, good morning, Danny. Morning to Michael Pullman, Diane Jeb. Hello to you. Hello to Fran Green, Peter Wright. Peter says we must be sad joining the show chat box 15 minutes before the show. Why is that sad? That's not sad. That's not sad. You just, if you want to talk to people, that's what it's there for, to talk to each other. Morning to Andy. I noticed a little email from you there, Andy. A little bit late for today's show, I'm afraid, my friend. Okay, so I'll shove those on there for you tomorrow morning there. Morning to Mandy Davenport. Oh, Mandy, you're so welcome that you join us watching. Morning, Mandy. There's Mick Davenport arriving as well. Everyone on time. Jason Hughes, hello to you. James Humble, good morning, James. Morning, sir. Are you back at your, what is it, college now? College or university? What is it now? Are you back at your thing yet? Has that happened for you yet? Or you got to wait now till September? Morning to Shania Steele, head of the Catholic Church. Apparently, on the Isle of Wight, well, in the whole of the Portsmouth diocese, they waited to do the rosary last night until I'd finished the show because they know so many of them were playing the bingo. Which I think is lovely, really. Does the bishop play my bingo as well, Bishop Philip? I think that would be... Perhaps I could have him in here as like a guest bingo caller. That would be quite a nice thing, wouldn't it? And today's guest bingo caller is... Bishop Philip! But he could come with his little pink hat on. We want all the clothes. No, it's got to look colourful. Yeah, I don't want like, you know, like black shirt and white collar. Oh no, we have to hold the whole thing. The vestments. They're called vestments, people. Sorry, Shania, to have to explain that to the uneducated on here. Vestments. What colour are they this week? I can't remember. It was the Feast of Corpus Christi yesterday, of course. Morning, Shania. Morning to Gavin Bass. Hello to you, sir. Fran, because lockdown's easing thunderstorms. Typical, of course. What did you expect? It's almost like Boris has pushed a button, isn't it? Morning to Daniel Woodhouse. Hello to you, sir. Are there snowflakes today? Adam Rumford. A very good morning to Adam Rumford. Joining us, Adam the Plumber as well. Morning, Adam the Plumber. 2 Adams here now. That's very confusing. Perhaps I'll call you Old Adam and Young Adam. What do you reckon? John Paris is there. Our Filipino reporter. Morning to you. Sherry as well. Who else? Are we done there? Let's have a look. Just coming down. Noah is coming. Danny, be prepared, darling. You don't come round again. If you miss it the first time, that's it. Be thankful you've got a chance for going to your Happy Cappy church on a Sunday. Danny goes to a Happy Cappy church. Yeah, tambourines, maracas, everything. Can you just imagine the proper Catholics if you walked it? Can you just imagine that, Shania? If a load of people walked in with tambourines and maracas, that it would be like this, wouldn't it? Vivian would do that. I used to sit next to this lady called Vivian. Oh, she was very proper. Very proper. I used to get a nudge in the side when something went wrong. Chris, did you hear that? He didn't read that reading properly this morning because he's one of the readers. So after she said that, I never used to know if she was doing the readings or not. She sat right at the front next to me. And whenever she got up to do the readings, I'd say to her quietly, "Oh, thank God we've got a professional doing this today." She used to love that, Vivian. I didn't dare tell her I was gay. Daniel, what boat's coming? Well, I just explained it all, Daniel, dear. I just explained it. Noah's boat, dear. Noah's boat. Do you know Noah? Noah and the Ark. Morning to Mike Rees Ponto and Park Nest as well. We've said hello to everyone this morning. That's fantastic news. Yeah, thanks for the pictures there, Andy. I just spotted them literally as the music was playing there this morning. So hello to you. My nephew's not up yet, is he? My nephew, he does a YouTube channel, no? Scrap It Man, he's called. Scrap It Man. And very, very quickly he's managed to get himself a decent lot of subscribers. very, very quickly. I've worked out possibly where I'm going where I'm going wrong in it. Not everyone wants to see some sad old bloke sitting in a room on his own talking to himself. I think that's what the problem is. All these videos that I've got, like, literally tens of thousands of views. My nephew, it's not quite into the tens of thousands, but he's into the low thousands now. Oh yes, yes. And what it is, the most popular videos, if you're there just for numbers, you know, and possibly to make money as well. If you're there to make money, and first of all you've got to get your numbers up, right? Then you've got to do something that you know loads of other people are wanting, if you see what I mean. Now, I sit here and I just do my own thing, basically. I'm not kind of looking to see what people really want. But then again, I wouldn't want to be doing something that I have no interest in. For example, what my nephew does is take things apart. He literally takes things apart. So he might have a microwave. He did a microwave thing. He did a microwave, put it on the desk. Right, let's see where we get on with this. Out comes the screwdriver, bits and pieces, and literally he doesn't smash it with hammers and pull it apart. No, he takes it apart properly with screwdrivers and things like that and lays out all the bits on there. I was a bit concerned he was going to get an electric shock because I'm sure there's something in a microwave that holds vast amounts of electricity in it when you without it even being plugged in. But nevertheless, he didn't, so good. But he takes things apart. And he's already, in the space of just a few weeks, got about, I think, 1,200 subscribers already, which is one step in the way of kind of earning a revenue from that. Now he has to get his hours up, right? And whereas, like, usually my videos, we get about 150, 200 people altogether watch. That's with the live and the people that watch it recorded, added together, about 100... Anywhere between 100 and 200 is the normal figure. Usually about 150. So say average of about 150, right? He's uploading his videos immediately, like 700 people, right? And he's got videos on there that have now like 1,500, 2,000 people have watched. Okay? So it works on subscribers, amount of views of video, and I think amount of time that a video was watched. And once you can build that up, then the channel becomes monetized and he starts getting paid, which is great. At first, it's very, very small amounts. Very, very small amounts. This channel, incidentally, the one I'm on now, I get very, very small amounts because I just don't have the views there. That's because I'm sitting here doing my own thing rather than looking and finding what people would want. And it seems that many people literally want to watch people, blokes, as Gary's a bloke, yeah, want to watch people take things apart and make things. Like my brother-in-law, he fixes things. Thousands of people watch him fix things and restore things and stuff like that. And I'm so impressed with how quickly he's built that up. So he's well on his way up. And anyway, I mentioned him because he was doing... I haven't got it with... I've got the wrong jacket on. I got the wrong jacket on. He was doing something yesterday. I think someone sent him a big box of stuff as like a gift, which is lovely, isn't it? You can't... Unfortunately, you couldn't send me... I know you're desperate to send me a bunch of flowers or a box of chocolates, aren't you? Eh? You are, aren't you? I know you are. But unfortunately, you don't have an address to send stuff to me, so it's not possible. But he got sent this great big box from Diesel Man. Now, he's the chap that made our stickers. The Diesel Man. He made our stickers. And it was in there was a couple of mugs, some stickers, and some other stuff. I think a T-shirt as well. Possibly a T-shirt was in there as well. I can't remember now. But wonderful, really. You know, that you can send stuff to that. And then he's making a sticker board. Now, some of the more sort of, would I say, blokey channels, okay, blokey channels, where they're fixing stuff, they've got boards behind them, and they've all got their own stickers. And what they do is send each other their stickers. And then they have a sticker board behind them and all the stickers go up. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. Then I looked behind me and I thought, well, where could I put that? Because if you've got a sticker board with like 20 stickers up there, you're not going to see the backdrop. So that's why there isn't one there. So he was making this sticker board out of a piece of wood. And he had a sticky backs plastic. Oh, well, that just took me back to the days of Blue Peter again, which we talk about often on this programme, don't we? Those happy days of Blue Peter, John Noakes, Valerie Singleton and Peter Purvis. Wonderful. And they would make stuff, and one of the things that they kept using when they were making stuff was sticky backed plastic. And Gary was using some of that on his show. It was either yesterday or the day before, I think. And he had this red sticky back plastic that he was putting onto the piece of... all very precise. Out comes the measuring thing and a ruler. Not like me, you know. Oh, let them... Now that just about that looks all right, doesn't it? Does that look... Well, it's a little bit crooked. No one to notice. That's me. That's me. You know the tiles that are on the front that I put up the other day? There was no measuring thing used. I mean, some of them look a little bit closer than others, but I'm okay with that. It's like my mate, he'll put a picture on the wall, or try and put a picture on the wall. He usually can do it all right. He'd be measuring the wall from one side to the other, so he can have a little X where the hole goes and everything. Oh, I've got time to do that, dear. Just bang it up. Come on. Not Gary. No, it's all measured, and he's got his little knife thing, whereas I would have used a cutter and some sort of other little gadget that he had there to... I think it was a piece of wire or something. I don't know what he was doing with that. And it was making a sticker board. And I thought, well, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And do you know why that's brilliant? Because it's just in the de-virusing room at the moment. I've got... When stuff comes in, parcels, food, anything like that, it comes through the house and goes into the de-virusing room. I have a de-virusing room now, and things get put in there for several days before they're touched. And my hands are washed immediately I come out of the de-virusing room. Yes, coming out today, I'm very pleased to say, is a large packet of chocolate biscuits. They've been in the de-virusing room for a few days now. And then there's a watch that Chris sent me. DJ Chris, I meant to take that out yesterday. That should now have de-virused. All houses soon will have a de-virusing room, you know. And that's for people as well. Anyone comes into this house, I take them straight through, and then there's a chair in the de-virusing room and a bucket for when they want to go to the toilet, and they have to sit there for 5 days before they can come into my house. So every house will soon have a de-virusing room. It's true. I've got tin cans and everything in there now. True. Anyway, in the de-virusing room at the moment is my new privacy window film. Oh, yes. And this is like a thin piece of plastic. Horrendously expensive. Why is it like, what is it? Was it 12 quid? Something like that? Why is a piece of plastic 12 quid? Really thin plastic stuff with a backing. And you peel the backing off, and then you're supposed to spray the water with, I think they said use soapy water for some reason, or very little soapy water. And the reason for that is you can move the thing around while it's drying out. So you spray this window with this for my caravan, you see, because where my caravan is, so you got one caravan like that, one caravan like that, and mine's there. Well, these windows look straight out onto that caravan. And I don't like that. You know, on the occasion where I'm wandering around my caravan completely naked and I just want you to close your eyes and picture that for a moment. Is that doing it for you? It's doing it for me. Oh, yes. Completely naked. Swinging around. Sorry, I'm swinging around the caravan. Right? You know, you don't want other people looking in. I mean, you really don't. It's terrible. Sometimes I'm up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex and I become aware of tourist spotters, viewers of this programme all over the world that have got on various coaches and things like that just to come and see where the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex is. And they start peering in the window and trying to wave at me. I quickly close the blinds. I pretend to be someone else. I pretend to be someone else. Last week, I think I was pretending to be Katie Hopkins. That didn't go down very well at all. No. But anyway, so I've got this window film, and you spray the water with a little spray bottle, which I've also ordered. Then you put this film up. You cut it a little bit bigger, I think. Then you put it up, and then you do with this thing, it's like a squeegee thing, to get the bubbles out. Bubble, bubble, Hubble bubble, toil and trouble. Oh, let's do that with a bit of echo. Hubble bubble, toil and trouble. Give me the precious, master. I must have it. Give me the precious. I want to be a Disney witch. I want to be a Disney witch. Anyway, so you get the bubbles out with that, and then with this knife thing, which also has been ordered, I've got all the bits ready. Then you slice down, and then that should work. Now, you know how wonderfully good I am at DIY. So I'm very pleased that I was able to observe my nephew doing that thing. And now he'll be able to do it, in exchange probably for a Burger King meal for everyone. Or a McDonald's meal. Takeout only. We're not sitting in those restaurants. Good God, man. Achoo, achoo. People sneezing and coughing and in the best of times. Even worse now. Achoo. No, we won't be going and sitting in a McDonald's. We're going to take out and sit in the fun bus. What is the fun bus? Well, my nephew drives a fun bus, which is a converted, van type thing. That's for one of his daughters who's got severe disabilities. So we call that the fun bus, and it is fun. It is fun. I usually do my best to make at least one of the children cry on our journey to wherever we're going. So there we are. And that's why I thought of Blue Peter, you see, when they were doing all that sticky-backed plastic business, and I saw him doing it with his thing on there. So check him out. It's Scrap It Man. Scrap It Man is his YouTube channel on there. All right. Let's just read one or two of your messages there. Let's see if we can do any names there. Shania. It's white and gold. It was white and gold. Yeah, I think that I can't remember now, Shania. I should remember. It was only yesterday, wasn't it? Morning to Dan S. Ah, there we are. Dan S is there, boys and girls. The winner of the main bingo prize last night. Dan, morning to you, Dan. A mug is wrapped and ready to go to you. Covered in little bubbly things, a bit of newspaper, bits of brown paper. For some reason, the brown paper smells a bit strange. I don't know why. It's the same stuff that Amazon sent me something the other day, so I don't know why that is. But it's in the box. It's kind of the box isn't perfectly square. It's kind of because it didn't quite fit. All right, so I expect that to arrive Wednesday, I would imagine. Although someone won something. The backdrop that someone won last week still hasn't arrived to them yet, really. Is your church opening for private prayer? No, not yet, unfortunately, Shania. He was saying it's incredibly complicated to do, and we need a lot of people to volunteer to do it, and cleaning and things like that. It's not an easy thing to do. Daniel, did the microwave go ding when he repaired it? Oh, no, he don't put it back together. No, he just takes it apart. I used to do that when I was a child. Used to take things apart. Could we ever get back together? No. The best example of that was my nan's radiogram. When it was plugged in, God knows how I'm still here, I climbed into my nan's radiogram. I was about 6, 7, 8 years old, and started pulling out all the valves. The thing was plugged in. That was a lucky escape. Isn't it funny when you think of over the years, those of you that have got to, shall we say, 40 or above, all the things that have happened to you or that you've done that maybe you shouldn't still be here. Do you know what I mean? Several things. Some of you perhaps have had a little bit of an accident. How did I get away with that? That sort of thing, you know. Morning to Gary Davidson this morning. Hello to Claire. Taking a microwave apart would be nowhere near as entertaining as you dismantling a pen. Please do another one soon. Pray, maybe. Gary's new base is your caravan. He's threatened to start taking that apart next. Dear me. Park Nest, the diesel guy made him some stickers as well. Yes, indeed. Very good. Very good quality. Very, very good quality indeed. In fact, I'm almost out of these. I've only got about 5 left, actually. So I might get a few more of those done. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Hello to you, sir. Rocky Rockford. Hello to you. Welcome along. It's halfway through June. Should I take my Christmas lights down? Oh, no, you're too late now, Rocky. Leave them up, mate. I've got all mine up. I have little fairy lights around my both round my fence here and all round the veranda of my caravan. I love them. They're so pretty. It depends, doesn't it? It depends. Now, are your Christmas lights up and do they look like they are up for Christmas? In which case, I'd say take them down. But if they're just fairy lights, so lots of people use them for all different things now, don't they? Of an Asian family over there, they have a Diwali. Diwali, I think it's called, and they put theirs up. Different lights. I like fairy lights. They make me happy. Let's be happy this morning. Morning to Terry H. Hello to you, sir. Nakedness never did it for me, says Daniel Woodhouse. Oh, it would do if you saw me like it, Daniel. I'm sure it would. There's Michael Lawrence. Hello. John Parrish. When I did my windows, I felt I had to explain why to the neighbours, which they totally understood and please made them feel better knowing I can't perv over them. Morning to Christopher Woodhouse. Hello to you, sir. Morning, Christopher. Hello, Christopher. Okay. Church of England is always open. Oh, Mick, now I think you're being very silly now, Mick. Who have you ever seen anyone in Church of England anymore? They're empty most of the time. I know a Church of England resident, and he's happy if he gets 20 quid in the collection plate. Dear me. There's always a celebration. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. It's Happy Bounce Back Monday. I quite like that. Happy Bounce Back Monday. It does sound good. Happy Bounce Back Monday. Good. I did a bit of weeding yesterday in my plant bit, which is not very tidy, admittedly. But there's grass growing. Oh, it's not difficult. Right, because you have to carefully... There's a couple of new things come up. I don't know if Rachel's with us this morning. I think she might be at work. But I put a couple of peonies in. Peonies? Peonies? I can never remember what they're called now. And they're just coming up. You've got to be careful not to step on those. Three new ones I put in. And there's single blades of grass growing up like that. And you can't just pull it out because it's come back again. You've got to get right down and pull it up from the root, you see. Difficult to do when you're trying to avoid all the other plants. Not only that, I think I've got raspberries growing there. How weird is that? I think there's raspberries. They're only small. I think they're probably in completely the wrong place. But at some point, I don't know what's happened there, but they're tiny little raspberries. I'll get a photo next time I'm doing some more out there and see if I can show them to you. So I did a bit of weeding yesterday. The grass is looking very, very sad indeed. So I've ordered some more grass seed. And I have now started watering the lawn because it's just getting silly now. We're just not getting any rain at all. So that was that. John once put a fork in a live socket in a kitchen just to see what it would feel like. I was 47 at the time. Oh, surely you didn't. Surely you didn't. I hope not. I hope you did. Do be careful. Very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. And then last night I watched the last episode of the Marigold Hotel thing, where they get famous pensioners to go and stay somewhere. The whole series they've been doing India. Last time they did it, were in a different country each time. This time the whole series was India. What fabulous clothes they wear over there. Really bright, beautiful clothes. We like bright colours, as you can tell. I love bright colours. Grey, beige, brown, black, white, not for me. We like very bright, vibrant colours. That's what we like. And that's what they wear in India. Stunningly beautiful ladies. Really beautiful. And they went to this old age pensioners' home over there, which was or village, more of a village. Oh, do you know, I've got a pain here now. I keep getting various pains in different places. I'm sick of it. I've had this now for a few days. I don't know. Feels like a bruise or someone's kicked me. There's no lump or anything like that. It just it doesn't bother me breathing at all. So that's where the latest pain is. Is this, those of you who are sort of over 55? Is this a normal thing? You just get these pains that appear in a place for no. What about you, Ray Reynolds? Do you get pains appear somewhere? You think, oh, what's that? And you start getting worried. And then whenever I go down the doctor about something, a couple of days after after waiting a long time, right? Because I don't rush down the doctor. I tend to leave things, which is not a good thing to do. Remember, I've got this bit of a blood issue, really, where I have to go twice a year to the hospital to have that looked at. And the reason that became so bad is because I just didn't go in. I put things off. Silly, really. But then I found when I do eventually go in after having something for like 4 weeks, I go to the doctor. They say, well, come back in let us know if it gets any worse. And then you go away. 2 days later, it goes. It's weird, isn't it? Do you get these little pains all over the place? Well, ask Ray Reynolds that if it's still there. So that was the Marigold Hotel. Britt Ekland's in it. Oh, she's had a lot of facial work done, hasn't she? I've come to the conclusion, because I was just having a look at some Britt Ekland photo. Lovely lady, she's all right. She likes to be on her own. I think it's a bit like me, really. We're kind of loners in life, you know. And she was one of the James Bond girls. I don't think she was the first one. But nevertheless, if you look back at the pictures, you can see what a beautiful young lady was. And then you can see like a change in her face, and when you can see where she started having her face done. And actually, I'll give it didn't look too bad. But I think what happens, they have the face done and that looks good and then that looks good. But I have a feeling, certainly looking at her pictures, as the years go on, you end up looking worse than you would have done had you had nothing done at all. Now, presumably she will have a bit of cash in the bank, so she'll have all the top people doing bits and pieces to her face. So if she can't get it right, do you know what I mean? And I remember Jackie Stallone, of course. I mean, wow, that's some serious money she's spent on her face. And even some of the younger people, we've talked before about the great big lips. I mean, they look like blooming fish, but they think it looks good. Can't work it out. I can't work it out. But it does seem to me that as the years go on, that facial work, that probably did make you look a little bit better, maybe in your 40s or something like that. That seems to go the other way, and you actually look a lot worse than you would have done had you not had anything done there. Thank you very much to Rocky Rockford, our in-house doctor this morning, who says my medical armchair diagnosis is you're fine. Thank you very much. Mandy Davenport is only 49. She's still a young person, aren't you, Mandy? Still a young person. She's 49. She's got pains in places I didn't know you could get pains. There we are. Mick Davenport, it said it's called old age, Chris. Stop being paranoid. Oh, you've got that angry face, Mick. Mick, your heart, dear. I worry. I'm concerned. You must stop this anger. One of the ways to stop anger, and my sister's got this down to a T, actually, is not to watch the news. How angry do you get when you're watching that? My sister won't even watch it. She's got a point, you know. She's got a point not watching the news. Oh, God, on and on. Let's not even go there. I know some people would like me to sort of talk about various serious news stories, but we don't do that on this show. We really don't. Good morning to Maureen, texting in from London this morning. Very good morning to you, Maureen. She's got your text there. So I wonder how long the texts take to come to us, actually. So I read that out, literally. It just flashed up. I happened to be looking at it. You see? I happened to be looking at it. So how long did that take, Maureen, till when you texted that and when it came through there? John, she's had so many facelifts done. I heard she wheezes out of her ears. Is that they have to keep pulling it back up? I'm gonna have to pull up my breasts soon. I've got to get back on the slimming world at some point, I think. John says it's your posture, leaning at your PC. Well, I try not to lean. I do try not to lean in here. Is your toilet broken? Chris says Park Nest. Is that why you're watering the lawn? I've got a new thing. Oh, it's very good, dear. My God, the water comes out of that so strong. It reaches the top of my house. Amazing, really. Amazing. Thank you, Mick. Did you find out what the weird woman was doing last night? No. I went straight down there after the show. Let me show you, boys and girls. I picked up something strange and mysterious. Just a moment. Something strange and mysterious going on outside my house last night, boys and girls. There was a woman and she did something. She did something. I shall now show you the video on my security camera. One moment, please. Da, 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 da. Where we are. Ring. There we are. Just a moment, please. Please hold while we try and connect you. Your call is important to us, and you will be connected. There it is. Was it 2038, wasn't it? I think 2038. There it is. Here she is. Here she is. Right, hang on. Right, let's just roll it back a bit. There you are. Watch. What did she do to my plants? What's going on? See? Anyway, I rushed. I thought some jealous neighbour. I don't know who she is actually. I thought some jealous neighbour had pulled one of my plants or stolen one of my flowering lilies. I've got 3 lilies flowering at the moment. I'm waiting until loads of them come into flower. Then I'll take a picture and show you. But I went down there and I can't see anything that's happened. There's nothing there. Nothing's been pulled up. Nothing's been chucked in there or anything like that. So I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. So thank you for asking. Very, very strange and mysterious that. Mick, it could be you're a bit dehydrated and your muscles are spasming. Oh, I think I might have a spasm now. Do you mind if I have a spasm? I'm going to have a spasm now. Well, it's quite nice, that is. Let's all have a spasm together. Are you ready this morning? After 3, ready for your spasm, everyone. Look, I'll just give you a moment or two to get comfortable. Are you ready to have a muscle spasm this morning? Here we go, and spasm now! Have you done it? Go and do it again. Wasn't that fun? Should we do it again? Ready, muscle spasm in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go! Thanks very much. What a great idea that was. I think we should have a muscle spasm every morning. I'm liking for the sound of that. A muscle spasm this morning. Rocky's less news, more happiness. I think you could be right there. My sister's definitely onto something there, where she doesn't watch the news. Terry at the spasm. Did you have a spasm then, Terry? If you just sat there watching, then you missed out, darling. Go and have one, love. Have a little spasm, dear. How rude. Shania, maybe she was checking if the plants are real or not. How rude is that? Of course they're real. There's no plastic flowers here, dear. Dreadful things. Do you know what's worse than plastic flowers in a house? Plastic hanging baskets. Have you seen those? Dreadful. One of the caravans at very near our Lincolnshire television studio complex has surrounded her caravan with plastic hanging baskets. When I say plastic hanging baskets, I don't just mean the basket, the flowers as well. Horrendous, dear. Oh, no. No plastic flowers. Thank you. Andy just spat out me coffee. I never spit it out. Well, I drink tea. There. Good. So that's a Marigold Hotel. And there was an old people's home that they'd all gone to visit, for very wealthy Indian... Is it India or Pakistan, though? It's India. There was a old people's village, more of a village, that they visited for wealthy Indian people. Oh, it was lovely. Oh, and in the distance, the Himalayan mountains. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And they had a little trip to the Himalayan mountains and did blessings and yoga things. And they met this guru bloke, with the long beard and all this business. What a lovely place that was. Although I gather lots of people that go to India, they always end up with bad tummies. And knowing how my tummy is. do you know what I mean? Bit like that, really. But Britt Ekland, she didn't really like it because she likes to be on her own. So, of course, they're having all these group activities. No, she didn't like it at all. Funny, isn't it, how some people are. But I'm probably the same myself. I like to walk away from large crowds. I don't really like large crowds of people. People shouting and screaming, music events. Oh, dear me, no. Only Barry Manilow concerts. They're all right because people pay attention to him. They're not shouting and screaming and jumping in the air. We are seductively dancing in front of his stage, trying to get his attention. I haven't managed it yet, but I'm still trying. My next Barrymore concert, touch wood, is in June next year in Cardiff, in the Valley, where I see the Welsh people. Lovely. Funny, I did go to Cardiff a couple of years ago with my mate to a Barry concert there. We thought we'd get something to eat afterwards. So we came out of there 10:30ish, something like that, I suppose. Nothing open. All the restaurants were closed and everything. Could get anything, not even a little bag of chips. I'm saying to him, well, we're going through Cardiff. Surely we're going to go past the chip shop soon. Not soon. Well, we did, but they're all closed. 10:30 at night. Can you believe that? Dreadful. Good. So that's the old people's home. But as I say, some people like to be on their own. They don't want to be with crowds and crowds of people grabbing you and touching you. And oh no, it's not for me anyway. So that's that. Let's do some news story here. There's a plague of insects. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. Oh my God. Well, I've never heard anything like this before. It says, while some may not consider them a threat, green fly excrement. Now, I'm not being funny. Have you ever seen a green fly having a poo? Because I haven't. I've never seen it happening. Claire, you do the garden a lot. Have you ever seen a green fly having a poo? Because in the Daily Mirror today, it says green fly excrement can rot paintwork and cause damage to soft tops, leading to bills in excess of £600 for those who park under trees. Now, don't ever park under a tree. Oh, the mess, dear. If birds are on that tree, oh, God. And, of course, a similar thing at the seaside. How many times have you been to the seaside in your car and you come out and there's a great big seagull poo either on your roof or bonnet? Or, if you're in America, hood. In your hood. It says a plague of minuscule insects could swarm across the UK, leaving cars badly damaged. The number of greenfly whizzing around above the country looks set to be high this summer. The tiny bugs thrive when a hot May rolls into a balmy June and July. The Bristol... Here, it's in your paper, Mandy. The Bristol Post has reported. While the critters don't look like they're too much bother, they can be a real pest for those who've parked their cars under trees. Greenfly excrement can rot paintwork and cause damage to soft tops, leading to bills in excess of £600. The tiny aphids are most prevalent in the UK in the months of June and July. They suck the sap from trees and plants, which makes them a pest for farmers and gardeners. And with the mercury set to soar again from the middle of this month following glorious conditions in May, which saw the UK bask in temperatures higher than the Mediterranean, they are likely to be more than normal buzzing around. Dreadful. Mark, director of Select Car Leasing, warns of the perils of the greenfly. He said they may be small and look harmless, but you should not underestimate how damage greenfly can cause. I mean, look at your plants, dear. Eaten alive. What an awful way to go. My tomatoes I haven't got them at the moment growing out there. Can't grow tomatoes out in the garden for a few years because I had tomato blight, which hangs around in the soil for a few years once you've had it. But they used to get eaten alive by the greenfly. What an awful way to go. I felt sorry for the tomato plant. I think plants should have funerals. Except for the ones you eat, of course. Oh, that's really cruel. We thought you didn't like to eat live things. Then why are you eating plants? Plants have feelings as well. You always get that from the meat eaters, you know, trying desperately to cling on to something themselves and get one over on you. No, not going to happen, actually. Not going to happen. Anyway, they excrete this is not the plants, the greenfly. They excrete a sticky substance known as honeydew. Now, you see, that sounds quite nice, doesn't it? Honeydew. That does sound quite nice. They excrete a sticky substance known as honeydew that forms an unpleasant residue on car bonnets, boots and roofs. This then turns into a soot-like black mould spores, which can eat through paintwork because of high acidity. They're eating cars now. They've run out of plants, the greenflies. They've started on cars. Dreadful. Good job mine's in a garage. It says, worse still, that this substance is really difficult to remove. The only solution is to buy some top quality cleaning products and get stuck in with plenty of elbow grease. It's estimated that a mature tree can hold around 2.5 million aphids, and they breed rapidly. Oh dear, and there's pictures of them. Oh, close-up pictures of greenfly. I don't like the look of that. Anyway, that's the greenfly. So watch out. Look out in the gut. Look out now. Can you see greenfly swarms coming towards your house? Quickly, piece of plastic sheeting over that car as rapidly as possible. Claire says, no, not greenflies, but I spring cleaned my conservatory. See? It's got a conservatory. Have you got one of those? She's posh. Very posh, Claire. She's got a conservatory. I haven't got a conservatory. Claire has got a conservatory. Postal address? Surrey. That's all. Obviously. No, I can't give you Claire's full address. No. No, dear. But, that's all I've got to say. Surrey. Says it all, doesn't it, eh? Says it all. You can only ever dream of having a postal address in Surrey. Claire? Surrey. Large mansion. Roses, everything. Not that she has to do gardening anyway. She's got blokes to do that. Notice I say blokes, as in plural. But what's plural? Oh, please don't be thick. Please. Plural means there's more than one. Anyway, Claire says, not greenflies, but I spring cleaned my conservatory during the lockdown, and there was spider muck on the windowsills in some corners. I'm sure it was them, and they all got evicted. Good. Good. The thing is with spiders' webs, be very careful. You need to get rid of those because they contain egg sacs. I actually saw one outside on some of the plants, and I went closer to the egg sac, and there were millions of tiny little spiders in there, which I left because they're outside, no problem. It's when they come inside and they're watching and waiting. The 8 legs are watching and waiting. Here's Adrian. Let's see what morsels of intelligence he's coming out with today. Chris, green flying bugs. All the thought of the vegetarians. There is more vegetarian, so there's more plants to eat. They are Park Nest. Surrey is the most expensive place outside of London. Of course it is, dear. It's on the same sort of level as Knightsbridge, dear. Surrey. That's where Claire lives. Surrey. Surrey. Very nice. Peter writes, can cakes flip... What? I don't know what that says. Take no notice of that local paper, says Mandy. The Bristol Post, is it full of rubbish? Yeah, our one's like that. The Bracknell News. Oh, the quality of journalism these days in some of these papers is just a joke. That and on the telly as well. John Parrish says, greenfly poo is bigger than ants poo. What a strange life John Parrish lives, don't you think? Sitting there watching insects go into the toilet. He spends a lot of his time doing that. I don't know why. One of those things. Good morning, John Aitken. Hello to you. Hello to Gary's British talk show this morning. Morning, Gary. Hope your show went wild today, sir. All right. Boris Johnson. It's time to go shopping, boys and girls. Time to go shopping. In the Daily Mail, go wild in the house. Bing. Next time you hear the checkout bleep, beep, beep, you're on supermarket sweep. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Check it out. Check it out. Da-da-da. I love it. Supermarket Street with Dale Winton. Sadly no longer with us. He killed himself, didn't he? Terrible that was. That was awful. He lost all his work and he couldn't cope with it. That's. I remember Steve Allen, who I've met once on LBC, and he was good friends with Dale, and he started telling the story of how he just broke down on air. It was one of the saddest moments I've ever heard on radio to hear Steve Allen, who's really up in the morning. He's very up in the morning, and he was talking about Dale, and then just broke down on air. Oh, it was so sad, really sad. But Dale Winton, hugely popular for a period of time, as you well know, doing all these little the supermarket sweep and the national lottery stuff and all that business, and I think all the work dried up, and he had a really nice house somewhere. I think in Regent's Park or somewhere like that. Is it Regent's Park, that one near Camden, or is that something else? I can't remember what one. One near Camden Town. What's that? That's that really posh park, and you have to go round it in a square. I think he had a house there, and possibly renting it, or I don't know, whichever. And he had to give it up because the money just stopped coming in, and he killed himself. Incredibly sad that was. We like to watch him on all there. John, Steve has Dow's suits. Good mates travelled all over together. Yes, they were very, very good friends. And Dow, he started off as a mobile DJ, same as me, and worked through Dow's Disco. It was called Dow's Disco. But you know, sometimes people with fame and they kind of lose that, and there's nothing else left really. You know, it's just sad there. Where else are we there? Let's just scroll up there. So, back to the shopping thing. Anyway, Boris Johnson has urged the country to return to the high street and shop with confidence. Ba ba ba. Ba da 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 da. Check it out. Check it out. Yes, where non-essential stores will reopen today with huge price cuts. If you want a bargain, you're up for some good news, boys and girls. Stores including Zara, John Lewis, and although I gather the John Lewis in Reading isn't reopening, that's what I've heard. I've heard that the John Lewis in Reading isn't reopening. I'm not 100% sure on that. Perhaps someone could check that out for us while we're on the show. Anyway, some of these places have slashed prices by as much as 70% in a bid to lure shoppers back. Desperate fashion chains are sitting on as much as £15 billion of unsold stock they are keen to shift. Of course, they would have been having all the summer items in, you know, like summer clothing and all that. Well, there's only a period of which you can sell those, and no one's been buying them. They don't want to be stuck with these in September because then they won't go. So they've got all this stuff. The Prime Minister was speaking during a visit to Westfield Shopping Centre in East London. Now, I've not been to either of the Westfields here in the UK. There's one in Shepherd's Bush. And, some very dodgy characters walking around there. Not inside, outside. I'm not sure I'd want to go there or get out the car at Shepherd's Bush. John Aiken lives in Shepherd's Bush. I bet he's been to Westfield. So there's the Westfield in Shepherd's Bush and also one in East London. What's the name of the place? Can't remember the area now. But there's one in East London. The PM said he hoped to see a gradual build-up of people visiting the high street. He said, I'm very optimistic about the opening up that's going to be happening. But of course, still keep the social distancing and all that thing. Now, I must admit that I shan't be going into a shop anytime soon. I do not feel safe going into a shop. Whether it's 2 metres or 1 metres or anything like that, I won't be going. Don't care how good. I'll try, if I want something, I'll look online and have it delivered. I'm sorry, that's how I do all my shopping now. Amazon, they've got it all down to a T. You get something that you don't like or for whatever reason, something wrong with it, you just tell them and they send you a box and you send it back to them straight away or at least a label. You keep the old box until you're happy and then I actually keep all the old boxes now and I use them to send my prizes off. I mean, why buy new boxes or envelopes when you can reuse the old ones? Who was it moaning? That was Mick Davenport, wasn't it? Thank you, John. That Stratford is the one in East London, the Westfield in East London. It was Mick Davenport. I sent him one of his prizes in one of my medication envelopes with the Royal Free Hospital sticker on the back. Oh, she made a complaint about that, didn't he? Made a complaint about that. Oh, Chris is using his old envelopes. What do you want me to do with them? Not going to chuck them away. Landfill, very bad. We must recycle things. I'm trying to find some recyclable toilet paper. I think you'll probably have to use cloths instead and then put them in the washing machine. Although I suppose it might jam up the washing machine if it was too dirty, wouldn't it, when you think about it? Dreadful. Anyway, yes, I haven't been in either of those Westfield shopping centres. No reason really why I haven't been. They're kind of in London and I try and keep out. If I wanted to go London shopping, I would go to Oxford Street. That's it. I don't point in going to blooming Wandsworth or Shepherd's Bush or somewhere like that to go shopping. No, you just go to Oxford Street and on the train. Don't take long. You know, no problem parking or anything like that, really, is there? I've been to the Westfield in Sydney, in Australia. They've got them all over there. And that was quite a nice experience. But the sale goes on. In the Sun today, it says retailers, same story, retailers, Debenhams and H&M slashing their prices up to 70% as they prepare to reopen today. Or they have now reopened, I would assume. Now, we do have an H&M in Bracknell Town Centre. And indeed, our local paper was telling us when you go, it will look very different. They've got one-way systems everywhere. And people outside kind of meeting and greeting and I suppose asking you to keep 2 metres distance. They've got hand sanitisers. We have our outdoor shopping centre in Bracknell, you know. And apparently they've got hand sanitisers all over the place. I mean, I just hope some idiots don't start nicking them and smashing them up. You know what people are like? Dreadful people. But it's got some examples of the sales here. Trainers were £75, now £37. Little dress here was 25, now 7. Bedding was £20, is now 10. One of those like fishing chairs, you know, those like fishing chair type things, was 28 quid, now 15, and it goes on. It says good news for bargain hunters. Retail analysts have predicted discounts of up to 70% throughout July, August, and September. Retailers are expected to launch flash sales in order to entice shoppers back. Once again, they're allowed to reopen tomorrow. Currently, Debenhams, John Lewis, Matalan, a very good value, Moonsoon, Marks and Spencer's, Next and Topshop all have up to 50% off sales online. Wow. H&M and 2. What's 2? At Sainsbury's. What's that 2? I don't know what that is. 2 at Sainsbury's still have 70% off sales running. So there we are. But I mean, I would be probably doing it online or something like that. But I mean, how desperate are you? That's the question. How desperate are you? I did see on the BBC Radio Lincolnshire site today that someone started queuing up outside Primark in Lincoln today at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. I mean, how desperate are you to buy a pair of knickers, for God's sake? It's not like you can go in and try them. Do people do that? Try on underwear? Oh, it's a little bit sicky, that, isn't it? Do you think that's a little bit sick? Trying on underwear and then it doesn't fit and then putting it back on the shelf. Well, I couldn't have any of that, dear. Some people buy underwear from other people, you know that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There are websites of people selling their knickers and things like that. But, I mean, these people must be desperate for knickers. Look, that was the Lincoln one. There was a photo up there, BBC Lincolnshire put up there of someone standing outside Primark this morning at 5 a.m. to be at the front of the queue. It's like them people that sad people that are queuing up outside Apple to get the phone the moment it's launched. Oh no, can't wait a day, not even a day for the queue to disappear. Look, gotta have it now, must have it now. What's all that about, eh? What is all that about? Having to have the next thing now. Want it now. In a Daily Mirror, it says Primark. A total of 153 stores will reopen the public with a 2-metre social distancing and one-way queues in place as the UK high streets get back to business following a 3-month lockdown. It says here, huge queues are already gathering outside Primark stores across England as the chain prepares to reopen for the first time since March the 23rd. March, April, May. So long ago, innit? Innit? That's like 4 months. March 23rd, April, May 23rd, June. Well, 3 months. 3 months. 3 months since Primark was open. Where's that gone? See? See? I mean, if the virus continues to be under control, 3 months. It weren't that bad after all, was it? Eh? That's gone quick, isn't it? Don't you think? It says crowds of shoppers have been pictured outside the chain's Birmingham flagship branch, which will today welcome shoppers for the first time, following a lockdown that has cost the business £1.5 billion. You can't work those numbers out in your head, can you? You know when old Rashid the Chancellor comes on the telly and talks in billions or trillions that are going to be invested into roads or something like that. I cannot comprehend those figures in my brain. It says other measures will include security staff, safety signs and revised hours as the chain slowly reopens for business. However, in line with government guidelines, staff and customers will not be required to wear PPE or face coverings inside stores, it says. It says they will not be required. On entry, there will be blue bubbles all floors, reminding people to stay 2 metres apart as they wait in line. Every branch will also have a separate entrance and exit, with marshals on hand to keep count of how many customers come in and out. So they're doing their best, these shops. They're doing their best, aren't they? Of course, I suppose it's going to cost them more to run the places, really, when you think about it. Well, they have to, like, security stuff. You can't just have, like, you know, a young boy or young girl as a security. You've got to have someone sort of, you know, older with who've got reasoning in their heads. Do you know what I mean by that? You know what I mean? Sometimes young people, they haven't quite got the reasoning thing in their brain yet, and they just fly off the handle, don't they? Basket handles will be cleaned after every use, and customers will be asked to use contactless hand sanitising units. Oh, my mate's got one of those with the soap. You put your hand under it, and go bzzzt, and a little drop of soap comes out. Bzzzt. I love it. Bzzzt. A little bit of soap is ejaculated out onto your hand, and you rub it together. Oh dear. Bosses, however, have written off rumours of a blowout sale as the company looks to hibernate all remnant stock for summer 2021. So there we are. Primark will be open, but I mean, why you would queue? Because they're so desperate to buy that new pair of knickers, aren't they? They're so desperate out there. Oh dear me. Adrian says John Lewis is opening a few stores only to learn the best ways of doing things, and it'll open the others shortly afterwards. I'm sure our Reading one isn't opening. Peter Wright says on the website, John Lewis said it's only temporarily closed on each day of the opening hours. What, the Reading one? Rocky Rockford says he's afraid of everything. M&S Foods Hall open, says John Aiken. That's been open all the time, though, hasn't it? I think that's been open all the time, that one. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it has. Let's see. Terry H. Huge queues at Primark this morning. Where Terry is? Terry's in Leeds. Terry's up in Leeds. I think you're in Leeds, aren't you? Thank you there. When are the Greggs reopening? That's what we want to know. When is Greggs reopening? Rocky Rockford does recycled underwear. Where are you, Rocky? Whereabouts are you in the world, by the way, as a matter of interest? 2 is the Sainsbury's clothing range, is it? Oh, I didn't know that. I know George at Asda, isn't it? George at Asda. Mick says there's a Bedworth. The Primark's opening today there. Andy, they were camping outside Primark overnight in Birmingham. Don't they understand the virus is still out there? No, people just seem to be completely oblivious, doesn't it? Michael Lawrence is lucky. He's only half an hour away from a walk to Oxford Street. That's easy enough, isn't it, that one? I see lots of people doing long walks at the moment, the same as me, particularly in London, and they upload their little map. If you want to record your map, or your walk or your cycle, then download a little app called Relive, Relive. It's a yellow logo, okay? And if you just have a look at it, it's very easy to use, actually. Just go for the free version. You don't need to upgrade it. And then when you go for your walk, cycle, run, whatever it is, you just hit start just before you go, and it will record it for you, your journey. And then you can stop. I've only just discovered this now. Now, did I put that on the system? I think I did. Let me just show you this, boys and girls. And it should be. I think this is the one. Hang on, let's have a look. Let me see if this is the one. I did a long cycle. Is that the cycle? That looks... I don't know if that's a cycle or not. All right, but you can now... I discovered that you can actually take a picture of it as well. No, that's not the cycle. That's the walk. Oh, what a shame. Sorry. No, that's the walk. That's not the cycle at all. But yeah, I've discovered you can stop on your cycle, walk, whatever, and take a picture. And then... when that map is playing, it stops at that point and brings the picture up. It's very clever. I'll do that today, actually. I'll do that today because I'm going down to the post office today to post off your various prizes. Okay, we've got one more prize to sort out today, and that's this week's raffle, which is coming up for you in a second. So don't go too far away for that, okay? And that's it. Yeah, the Relive app. Very, very good indeed. So you go on your cycle, and then when you get home, you press finish. You press pause, and then finish. And then go through it takes you through it on its own, actually. It says create video, and it creates the video, and you'll come out with something like that. Of course, if you're in London, you won't see so much green. And if you've stopped anywhere and taken a picture, right, it then goes and then stops there, and it brings your picture up. And it carries on a little bit further and brings your picture up. Very, very good. Very, very good. And it's free, which we like free. We like free very much, don't we? Greg's is open in Bedworth. Is that right? Greg's is open. That is good news. Not done the raffle yet. No, we're going to do that now, actually. I think we're going to do that now, all right? So raffle time, boys and girls. Let's get the raffle tickets ready. Right, so don't forget there's two raffles a week, gang. There's this raffle, the Monday raffle, which we've been doing for ages and ages now. The Monday raffle, everyone gets a ticket for the Monday raffle at the end of the show. Or, while the show is on, you can send in an email, okay? And I'll deal with it, or a text message. If you're doing it by text message, I highly recommend that you send your text message in early, because sometimes that doesn't seem to get to us until after the show, and in which time it's too late. We only give the raffle tickets out while we're on the stream, okay? As soon as the show finishes, so do the raffle tickets. Because I found it was just going on and on all day long, and it's just a little bit too much, really. All right, so this is the Monday raffle. We also have a Thursday raffle. That is for the Super Chatters. The Super Chatters are people that, now and again, like to send us a couple of quid as a tip, all right? Anyone who does that, they get a free raffle ticket every time they send me a £1 tip, £2 tip, 2 free raffle tickets, £5 tip, 5 free raffle tickets, and so on and so forth. This week's Super Chatter raffle prize is this. Okay? That's the Super Chatter prize this week. And that's available in large or extra large. I've got to tell you, they're very high quality, but they're also very big. They've come out very, very big. This is the extra large. This is the extra large one. It's enormous. I kid you not, that is absolutely enormous, all right? But that is the prize on this week's Super Chatter raffle, which happens on Thursday morning for those of you that have sent in tips. Okay, and you can still do that now, and I'll do tickets for that as well. But right now, it's the Monday raffle. Let's move these things around, okay? Let's move these things around. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 ba. All right. Say hello to your grandmother for me today, Rocky. She sounds an absolutely delightful person, I must say. Good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Rocky's grandmother. Hello to you. All right, shall we do it? Let's bring up the drum roll. Here we go. This is for the fridge magnets. One ticket has been selected. The ticket is in my hand now, and I can see it's ticket number 853. Ticket number 853. This is for the fridge magnet. Who has got ticket number 853? Claim your prize now. I don't read out the name. Someone has won a fridge magnet. Yeah. You can only win these. Not available to purchase. Who wants it? Ticket number 853. Please claim now. Good morning to Heidi Young. Hello to you. Welcome along to you, Heidi Young. Good. So that's excellent there. That's very, very excellent. Nice to see one of my favourite. Let's see, has anyone claimed yet? Okay, not yet. All right, I'm sure it will happen shortly. Peter had 857. What was the number? 853. So we were quite close there, Peter. John had 859. Look at that. There we are. Never mind, darling, never mind. Nice to see my favourite footballer in the paper, John. I'm sure you would like him there. Philip Coutinho. We've moved away from... oh, what's the other bloke's name? Oh, I've even forgotten his name now. Look at that. We've moved away from the other bloke now, who plays, I think, for Barcelona, doesn't he? Or Madrid. I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? Doesn't matter. We've moved on. We're now on to Philip Coutinho. Philip Coutinho is an absolutely delightful picture of him in the paper this way. Shall I show it to you, John? Oh, he does look good looking. One moment, please. I must be able to get hold of one of these football players or something. What do you have to do to get hold of these people? Here we are. Oh, hang on. I made a video instead of a photo there. There we go. Take a photo. There you go. Philip Coutinho. There he is. That's my favourite looking footballer there. Isn't he gorgeous? In his little red top. I should go there maybe and offer to wash their clothes for them after they've finished. Anyway, he's going to take a wage cut. Those of you that are into football, Philip Coutinho is ready to take a wage cut after personally asking to be re-signed to Liverpool. His dream move to Barcelona is in tatters after just 2 years at the club. Did it not work then? He forced his way out of Liverpool midway through 2018-19 campaign, but was shipped out on loan by Barcelona last summer and is up for sale. Oh, he's up for sale. How much is he then? You don't see those in Primark, do you? Not even John Lewis. There you go. We can buy Philip Coutinho. Oh, that is good. Well, I didn't know he was up for sale. I shall have to take my bank account and see see if we can afford something like that. All right. There she is. Fran Green has claimed ticket number 853. And ticket number 853 is indeed Fran Green. Well done, Fran. Fran's won today. Thank you, Fran. All right, Fran. All right, my love. If you'd just like to email me your full postal address, Fran, assuming you want and you're not sending it to someone else, then I shall pop that in the post with the other prizes from last night immediately after the show. All right, darling? Okay, now all the tickets now go in here. Okay, this is for the once a month super draw. Okay, so all those tickets go in there. Also, what goes in here are the Super Chatter tickets. They all end up in there, and that goes for the Super Draw once a month at the very end of the month, which will be on Tuesday the 30th. You know, 2 weeks' time, we're into July. Just goes quicker and quicker and quicker, doesn't it? Good. Excellent. Jason Hughes says, he's old enough to be your son, Chris. What's your point? So, what's your point? And? Philip Coutinho. Don't want anyone old like me, do I? Why would you want to go out with someone old? Do me a favour. Certainly not you. Morning to Denise Andrews. Good morning, Denise. Morning. How are your chickens this morning? Denise has got chickens. She's got chickens. Bit late, Denise. Dear me. I've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. Hope you're on time when you listen to your husband's radio shows. Turning up an hour and 10 minutes later. It's all happened. It's all happened. Rocky, okay, handsome, let me check my bank account. Perhaps we could get together, Rocky, and put both our money together and see if it's enough to afford him or not. John's favourite footballer was Alan Shearer, Newcastle player. Okay, Newcastle there. Lots of people congratulating Fran there. All right, good. Excellent. Right, so we've got all our numbers there. Denise, oh, she's had 4 babies. What, 4 baby chickens? Have you had 4 baby chicks? 4 baby chicks? Have you had 4 baby chicks? Oh, that's nice. Oh, we like animals, don't we? I wish people would stop eating them, dear. I wish they really would. The thing is, would you be able to keep up with them? How rude are you, Mandy, this morning? Well, I'm surprised that's come from someone who's in charge of pain and suffering. The only problem is, when Mandy does something like that, there is no one to give her pain and suffering. What a shame. Never mind, too bad. Rockets, have you got a chicken as well? Those little hens. They're very friendly. You can pet them, you know. You can pet them. If you get to know, Denise will tell you this. Denise will tell you this. If you get friendly with them, they will come to you, and you can stroke them and don't squeeze them too hard, because I think they're very delicate rib cages. A little bit like me. I'm very delicate, aren't I? Don't you think I'm a little delicate person? Eh? Chicks are nursing a poorly pigeon. She's looking after sick pigeons as well now. Poor pigeons. You are animals' best friend, Denise. You are animals' best friends. That's what we like, eh? Just having me daily pills. Right, we've got some more raffle tickets to give out for next week's raffle, and it looks like we'll be starting on another raffle book next week as well. So we'll be doing that a little bit later on into the show. I've just got another few more stories to do. First of all, how much salt? Here's a question for you. How much salt do you have on your chips? Do you have a lot? My dad, always remember, my father died of a stroke. He had a couple of strokes, actually. And then one kind of finished him off. That was back in 1996, it was. And my dad used to have, for all his dinners and that, there would always be a big pile of salt on the side of his plate. Did you do that ever? Or perhaps you still do you? And I mention this because in the Daily Mirror today, some woman shared a photograph of her KFC order on Facebook. But foodies couldn't get over how much salt she had on her chips. Now, I must admit, I have noticed on the very, very rare occasions where I go into Burger King or McDonald's, which is usually with great nieces and great nephews, and I'll have something in there. I'm always concerned about, you start eating these chips and the amount of salt that's on them is quite unbelievable sometimes. Anyway, it says, Brooke decided to treat herself to KFC from Penrith KFC in Western Sydney. Now, when it comes to our food, everyone has different preferences for how we want it to taste. Some people like their food spicy, opting to add chilli to every meal. I quite like spicy. While others prefer to add just a little salt and pepper. But when Brooke uploaded a picture of her KFC order to Facebook, it got a lot of attention, to say the least. I mean, the amount of salt... again, I'll take a picture of this for you. I can't... This seems to be a way round copyright problems. You see, you're not. I wouldn't be allowed to show a proper picture, but to take a picture of a picture, which I believe is okay. There you go. Look at the salt on that. Jeez. I mean, it's like someone's tipped the entire load of salt on it. God. Her chips were with extra salt, completely divided opinions everywhere. Do you like a lot of salt and stuff or not? I would imagine that older people, sort of my age, are the ones who are chucking salt on everything, and perhaps not the young people so much. While Brooke praised the food chain's generous seasoning, foodies couldn't decide whether it was vile or glorious. She wrote, "Now, when I say extra salt, this is what I mean. I want to choke on the salt. I want it to look like it's snowing." She wanted this. She asked for that. Since sharing a post, a number of people commented how they like their chips. A few were utterly outraged. I'm outraged by what they saw and were quick to say so. One person said that's exactly the right amount of salt. And another said that's way too much, even for me, says a fourth. And there we are. So, I mean, you see how much salt she's got on there. Do you have a lot of salt on there or what? Do you have a lot of salt on there? I don't know. Michael Pullman says, nope, don't like salt. Yeah, which is what I'd expect from young people, because, of course, you've been told over the years that salt and stuff like that causes heart attacks and strokes in particular, doesn't it? They say too much salt causes strokes. I don't know about the science of it all, but apparently it does. Thank you, John. I've done mine now. Mick says, I love chicken, usually coated in breadcrumbs. Jason Hughes, chicken sandwich, pigeon pie. Anyone had pigeon pie before? Pigeon pie. Denise calls our chickens, and they all come running in for bread. You can see them running. It's quite funny. My mate's got 5 cats, and all he's got to do, if he can't get hold of them, doesn't know where they are, he just picks up the treats thing and starts shaking it. They all come running. Meow, meow, meow. Running it towards him. Gary, sodium, which is in salt, is bad for blood pressure. Yes, blood pressure as well, of course. Yeah. I don't add salt to anything at all. Nothing. I don't have salt in the house, actually. Don't have any. Of course, it does occur in pre-made burgers and various things that you can buy. I think there's even salt in corn, actually. I don't know how much. Or if you open some like tomato soup or something like that, you've got salt in there, haven't you? You know, and sugar, funnily enough. And sugar. You'd be surprised what sugar's in, you know. Thank you, Fran. Email from Fran has come there. Thank you, Fran. Got that there. Thank you. Gary's. I don't know where Gary is this morning. He was doing some recording yesterday for one of his shows. Park Ness says that amount of salt is a potential killer. I'm sure it is. Mick doesn't use salt. They use aromat. Can you use that? I use that salt in the bottom of my dishwasher thing that I've got there. Sainsbury's will now sell their own brand of smoked salt. Smoked. I like smoked. What's the thing in particular? The barbecue. Is it barbecue sauce? That's like a smoky type thing, isn't it? I like that on the Domino's pizzas. Not that I ever buy one. I had a pizza from Lidl yesterday, about 89 pence last night. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. 89 pence that was. Andy hasn't had salt for 4 years. Look. Rocky, my family members eat garbage and they are still alive in their 90s. Look at that. Something to do with the genes. Now, have you ever found anything when you've been doing a bit of DIY or home renovating? Something that you thought, well, where's that come from? Perhaps you'd lost it years ago. Or something that you'd never found before. Well, again, a story from Australia in this morning's Daily Mirror. An Australian mum was redecorating her house when she came across a note from the previous owner hidden beneath the wallpaper, and it gave her some very handy advice. A woman renovating her home was caught by surprise after finding a hidden note. How exciting is that? I'm excited by that. The Australian mum was in the midst of peeling off the old wallpaper in her house when she uncovered a handy message from the previous owner. Written in pen was a DIY hack which was signed off by someone called John on December the 21st, 1997. So, I mean, I don't know about you. I don't think that's long ago, 1997. But actually, it's like 23 years, isn't it? 97, 07, 17. It's 23 years ago, 1997. 23 years ago. It's only been uncovered 22 years later. It reads, if you ever need to wallpaper this room again, it will take 8 rolls of wallpaper. That's what the note said. I just bought 6 rolls at £17 a roll and didn't have enough. It really annoyed me. It says that. How hilarious. That's what the note says. The exact words on the note were, which is stuck to the wall behind the wallpaper. If you ever need to wallpaper this room again, it will take 8 rolls of wallpaper. I bought just 6 rolls at £17 per roll on the 5th of the 12th, 97, but I didn't have enough. It really peed me off. And then he signed it John 21/12/97. How funny is that? Have you ever found anything when decorating, maybe up in your loft? You found anything really interesting up in your loft, maybe? The eager DIY fan shared the snap to a mum's group on Facebook, and since then has been inundated with comments from people praising the idea, with some calling it clever and thoughtful. How absolutely amazing to find something from another period like that, isn't it? I think I've found stuff in the past that I thought was lost, like old coins or stamps or something like that, probably completely valueless. Then again, you say that, and then you get these stories in the newspapers often of someone that's found coins and things like that, and they've had them valued, and they're worth like thousands of pounds, aren't they? You know, I don't think any of the coins, like for example the royal wedding, that sort of thing, I don't think they're really worth anything. Because there are so many of them made, don't they? Hundreds of thousands of these things were made, weren't they? Good morning to George Bond this morning. Morning, George. Fran doesn't like barbecue sauce. Oh, I do, Fran. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Adrian doesn't use salt. Excellent. Mick makes his own barbecue sauce. Why doesn't that surprise me, Mick? Mick's a very good cook. Mick is in charge of baking on this channel. I think that's your job here, Mick. Let me just have another quick look. Yes, Mick Davenport, head of baking. I'm going to upgrade that, Mick. I'm going to upgrade that. Head of baking and cooking sauces. That's Mick Davenport's job on this channel. Not everyone's got a job. Not everyone's got a job. They just come to me in my head at strange random times that I could be sitting on the toilet or in the swimming pool or going for a walk. I'm on my bike later. It's cycle day today, Monday. I just want to cycle down to the delivery office to put all your parcels and things in the post there. All right. We've got two more stories. In the Daily Mirror now. We touched on this earlier, accidentally. Just a second. My chat thing's gone wrong. Is that right now? There we go. That's working now. Parkness once found a Roman coin dated 54 BC. It turned out to be a fake. Did it have my picture on it, Parkness? Old Roman coins, you can often find my picture on there somewhere. I'm sure that is the case. A former ballerina has revealed the eyebrow-winning way she's made £75,000 a month, with her earnings rocketing during the lockdown. Now, how's she done this? So she was a ballerina, £75,000 a month. This lady, who studied the Royal Conservatory of Ballet in The Hague. Just veering off on another subject there. If you're a fan of the Eurovision Song Contest, I discovered last night there are lots of whole contests. You're like this, John. Whole contests are now on YouTube. Various different qualities. Some actually seem to be uploaded by the television companies themselves in the various different countries. Entire Eurovision Song Contests, going right back to the 80s, I've discovered, are now on YouTube, uploaded by various different people. So if you want a night in and that's your thing, fantastic. I watched just the beginning of a couple of them last night. It seemed to be a lot from Ireland, so it would have been the 80s with RTE. And I watched Johnny Logan. He opened one of the shows. Wonderful. There's a whole night's entertainment there. So lots of Eurovision Song Contests. Some of them in absolutely brilliant quality, going right back to the 80s, are now on YouTube. So just type in Eurovision Song Contest, perhaps the year that you want. And look for whole one. Don't look for clips. I don't like clips. You know, I like to have the whole thing on there. Watch it from beginning to end with the announcement, now on BBC One or something. I don't always get that on there. But yeah, there's quite a few on there, anyone that's interested there. One of them, of course, was from The Hague in Holland. That's, I think, is that where ABBA won? I can't remember now who won at The Hague in Holland. I can't remember. Anyway, this lady's ditched her performance dance to start selling saucy photos and used underwear online. We were talking about that earlier, weren't we? She's 36. She claims her lucrative career can earn her around £75,000 a month, and now she's planning to buy her own house. She goes on to say, my fans just love to buy used underwear, socks, and even smelly sports shoes, she said. The smellier, the better, apparently. Now, this has given me an idea for next week's Super Chatter raffle and possibly one of the main bingo prizes. I think I could start giving out my underwear as prizes. We see if we get anything for that at all, do you think? She says, I don't even need a washing machine. Just get the clothes dirty, send them out, and then I buy new ones. She's in Amsterdam until she's able to fly home to Spain, trained as a ballerina before working as an Ibiza go-go dancer. She recently started selling photos and videos online to make ends meet, and business is booming. I can't believe how lucky I've been, she says. I'm very sad to know about the business that have gone bankrupt due to coronavirus, and I feel very sorry for many people that this situation are without a job or money, she goes on. And she nearly faced bankruptcy herself until she came across doing this. So there we are. I think definitely... Is that kind of appealing to you, boys and girls? You know, if I put a pair of my unwashed pants, or maybe socks. How about socks? Now, I've got my socks are... Might be time to buy some new ones, to be honest. My mate was mentioning only the other day, because I've got decent socks. Merino wool socks I've got, dear. Oh, yes. Blooming 10 for £5, dear. Not those ones. Merino wool socks. Now, some of them have got a few holes in them. Is that an attractive feature of buying someone's used socks, having holes in them or not? What item of my clothing would you like to see in next week's bingo or super chatter raffle? Anything you can think of? Any item? What would you like me to put on there? Do let us know. Adrian likes McMahon barbecue. What's McMahon? Is that another fast food place? I don't know McMahon. As well as one recipe, he uses Branston pickle is the most difficult. Oh, you make Branston pickle, do you? But I still have a recipe when I was chef manager for an American-style restaurant I won. There you go. I like American-style restaurants. Heidi Young's not liking the idea of that, are you, Heidi? No. What, as in mine or hers, Heidi? Mick, the woman selling her soiled pants and socks. That's right, that's what she's selling. Very strange and mysterious now, my dear. Denise says she's head of moaning. No, you're not head of moaning. I have to, these jobs don't come in. I don't sit here and think, right, they just literally drop into my head. I'll be doing something, Denise, and I think, there's a job for Denise or Peter or someone like that. They just come into my head randomly. Sometimes nothing happens for weeks, and then suddenly I get a load drop into my head for some reason. Very strange and mysterious life I lead. Morning to Terry. I only want your used underpants if they have the Union Jack flag on them. I haven't got any of those. Please ensure they are washed. Rocky Rockford's not really interested in that either. Very disappointing. The jacket with the tropical birds, please. Super chatter prize, says Claire. It's all going downhill. Oh, it is, Heidi. These people are desperate for a piece of me. You know that, my love. Right. Get ready to... Well, you can ask for your raffle ticket... Oh, hang on a minute. What's this here? Oh, it's Andy. Ask for your raffle tickets now, and I'll give them up after just one more story, boys and girls. Gold. Have any of you lost any gold? I have no interest in gold or jewellery. I think it's pointless. Oh, come and have a look at my gold. Oh, wow. Gold. Doesn't do anything for me at all. But someone's left a load of gold on a train. Was it you? Next time you're on a train, you check underneath those seats. You never know what's there, dear. Authorities have launched a bid in the day's Daily Mail to find a person who left £152,000, 3 kilogram bag of gold, a 3 kilogram bag of gold on a train in Switzerland worth £152,000. That would get you a lovely super chat. That you could have 4 stickers for that if you super chat me that £152,000. The bag was left on a carriage between St Gallen and Lucerne by the forgetful passenger in October last year. Officials made the find public after a bid to locate the man failed. How authorities will be able to verify claims of ownership are unclear. Was it you? Earlier this year, a single mother discovered her own valuable find when she unearthed a 500-year coin worth £2,500 in her back garden. She was bored at home in Portsmouth, suburb of Moneyfields, in Australia, I think this is, where she grabbed her son George's metal detector and set to work looking for treasure. After first finding a few nails, she suddenly came across the Henry VII fine gold angel coin, measuring just 29mm across and weighing 5 grams. And worth £2,500. That's not bad, is it, eh? But was it you that left the gold on the train? Because people are asking, asking for a claim. Are you going to prove that it was yours anyway? Huh? It's a bit like my raffle tickets, isn't it? Haven't got the number, won't get the prize. Which is not the case for Fran, who was one stage raffle. Okay, let's do today's raffle tickets, and then we'll do the birthdays, boys and girls. Fran Green first in there, 977 for Fran. John Aiken, 978. Maureen, 979. Michael Lawrence, 980. Jason Hughes, 981. Mick Davenport, 982. Diane Jebb, 983. Peter Wright, 984. It's Peter Wright's one. Just scrolling up there, my loves. By the way, if you want to play the bingo, there's a couple of spaces available on the bingo now, boys and girls. If you're not on the bingo system and you want to play Sunday, I can add you to the system. There's the email address. Send me an email and say, please add me to the bingo for Sunday. Okay? Peter Wright was 984 there. 9854. Lost my place there. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Tony King, 985. Claire, 986. Heidi, 987. AMS, good morning, AMS, 988. Andy, 989. Adrian's got socks, £20 a pair. I don't think mine were £20. They come off Amazon. They weren't £20 though, but they are merino wool ones there. Thank you, Mandy, 990. Ross Herndon, 991. And Parkness says, I wondered where my gold was. I remember leaving it on a train in Switzerland. Okay, anyone else for a raffle ticket? Please speak now. If you've emailed in for your raffle tickets, I'll deal with those directly after the show. If I've missed anyone out there from the list, please speak now. Okay, I'll correct this after we've done this morning's birthdays. So happy... Have we got any birthdays this morning? Hang on a minute, where's the birthdays today? Oh, there's no birthday list. Surely we've got birthdays today. Hang on. There we are. Oh, no. No birthdays today. Wow. Well, would you look at that? Not a single birthday today. Well, well, well. That's funny, isn't it? No birthdays. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. No birthdays today. That's it then, is it? Everyone's tickets done? Everyone's tickets done. We've done this ticket there. And I'll do oh God, what am I saying now? The email tickets straight after the show. If you've got anything you want to send in, pictures-wise, or little videos of anything that you want me to show, then just send them in on that address there, boys and girls, and I'll be very glad to do that. Okay? All right. Thanks so much for watching the show today, gang. I'll be with you again tomorrow morning, right about the same time, 8:45 a.m. Tomorrow night as well is our quiz. Our weekly quiz is tomorrow night. That's at 8 o'clock on this channel as well. Okay, have a lovely day, and I'll see you very soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.